Good evening to all. How's everybody doing? Thank you so much for joining in. I'm Oscar Blue for Real America's Voice News. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Today it is September 11th. One of the, I believe that is the worst day in American history in terms to a real catastrophe. The worst day of an attack in American history in the United States of America. Everybody saw what happened on this day, and whoever forgets this day, it's basically people that don't were not born on this day, that they don't recall anything because they were not born when this happened. But ultimately, people that we saw and we felt and we remembered, it was the worst day in history. Uh, Everybody felt vulnerable. It not even everybody. I'm saying the world felt vulnerable because the most strongest country, the most powerful country in the world was just attacked. And if the most powerful country in the world was just attacked in that way, we were all vulnerable to say, what can happen to us? We do not have the power that the United States has. What can eventually happen to us? And it was scary at the time. Customs and border agents were on a complete high alert, long lines to cross, difficult type of way of living after 9/11. Everything completely changed. It completely changed. And then it became the war on terror. That right now, under this administration, the Biden Harris administration, it is a complete, absolute joke. Yesterday was the debate between three women and one man. Three women that they were two of them from ABC News, and one of them was the vice president candidate for to be president, Kamala Harris. There were three women debating the former president Donald Trump, and these three women, two of them were sitting on a panel that they were dedicated to attack the former president of the United States of America. It was obvious as I was working out and hitting the punching bag in the boxing gym. I was listening to these two women that they were asking the questions, basically attacking instead of debating, instead of letting the president answer, and instead of giving solutions to the American people. They're the ones that are causing the division. Remember, Donald Trump did never bring up the race card. The ones that brought the race card into the debate were the two women that they were asking the questions. And of course, it was the pandering to Kamala Harris that she is, of different ethnicity. So it was a strategy. Yes, it was a low blow. The whole debate was a complete disgusting debate. I was listening to, uh, you know, um, uh, my colleague Grant Stinchfield, who's a great guy, and he said something that it was important. He said, "I don't know how in the hell Donald Trump did not get up with that stand and said, you know what, f this, I'm out." It was a complete disgusting debate. It is obvious. It was completely disgusting what it was happening. And, this is the actual situation. You had three people, three women against one man. That was the whole situation. It was lies after lies after lies. It does not even matter how much pandering and how much lies Kamala Harris is going to do. I believe that the worst moment of the debate for me, it is that a day before the worst attack in American history, that it was 9/11. A day before the worst attack in American history by a terrorist organization, that it was at that particular time. You guys know who it was. And the worst thing that happened for me on that debate, it was the enormous disrespect of Kamala Harris watering down what happened on 9/11 and comparing it to what happened on January 6th. This is a day before the anniversary of 9/11, and this woman goes on a pedestal just to hit their progressive audience and say, no, the worst that has ever happened in American history as a catastrophe and an attack on our democracy was what happened on January 6th. This is a complete insult, blasphemy, a complete insult to the lives that they lost on that day, the multiple collateral emotional damage that the American people suffered on that day, the enormous distress and the non-recovery emotions for life that day has held on the hearts of the American people. And you have the balls to compare what happened on January 6th, that, by the way, it has happened multiple times under the Biden-Harris administration, that you have seen radicals, Antifas, progressive, disgusting, mercenary, communist, socialist, Marxist activists trying to rush in the Capitol and rushing into the Capitol, as in comparison to what happened on January 6th. The most disgusting thing was that for me, I was just training at the boxing gym. And as I was listening, I was like, I heard the lies about immigration. I heard the lies about abortion. I heard the lies about anything. And I'm like, oh, tomorrow is going to be September 11th. Some message she's going to do. And it was disgusting just to hear it, just her to say, the worst that has ever happened to us has been January 6th. And you get to understand, like, what the hell it is going on with this lady. Do you not remember what happened on September 11th? It is her progressive agenda to demonize this man. They have tried so many ways. Courts, Russian collusion, hoax, all impeachment, everything that you can even imagine. This man has gone through the worst of the worst in American history. It is the most attacked president in American history by media and by progressives. This is, for me, the worst comment that she made, not caring about what it was going to happen. And then the hypocrisy. The next day, she's going to a celebration set, trying to stand in front of the 9/11 situation, shaking the hands of Donald Trump. In the middle, you got a fossil of a man that doesn't even know where he's at, Joe Biden. Completely disgusting. This was the worst for me comment of all, because you see what it's happening right now to the United States. The United States of America is the most vulnerable country right now to get attacked by within because of the open border policies. That is the most vulnerable country possibly in the world to be attacked by within. And it is a reality. Everything that has brought to you by Biden-Harris administration, the border czar, that she has never visited the border. She's a complete disaster. She's a complete disaster in economy. She laughs and she says lies about international relations with other people, that they are progressive, mercenary, communist, socialist leaders of their countries. Of course, she's going to rely on those opinions. But why don't you ask the opinion of Nayib Bukele, Kamala? Why don't you ask the opinion of Milei? Why don't you ask the opinion of former president of Brazil, Bolsonaro? Why don't you ask the opinion of the president of Hungary? Why don't you ask the opinion of the Polish president? Why don't you ask the opinion of those? No. Let me ask the opinion of the leftists. Let's go with Macron. Let's go with all these people, the Germans, the Germany minister. Let's go with all these people. And then she goes and says that she's all for protecting Israel. Look at the disgusting agreements that they're trying to find between terrorists and between an agreement with the United States and terrorists. When I'm just saying, bringing up 9/11. How can you say this before 9/11? How can you say this before 9/11 that you're trying to negotiate with Hamas? It's just, that is for me the most low blow of this debate, that I heard her say, oh yeah, we're going to sit down and try to negotiate with Hamas, and yes, we're going to protect, and she said Hamas is a terrorist organization. Wow, I was clapping when she said that. I was like, wow, you're doing great. But what is she going to say next? January 6th was the worst attack in American history. I'm like, what the hell is going on? And it is just to find her progressive agenda. That's her number one thing. So bad, so vile, so without a spine. This is what she said. And it is so disgusting, really. It's just enormously disgusting.
I was at the Capitol on January 6th. I was the vice president-elect. I was also an acting senator. I was there. And on that day, the president of the United States incited a violent mob to attack our nation's capital, to desecrate our nation's capital. On that day, 140 law enforcement officers were injured, and some died. And understand, the former president has been indicted and impeached for exactly that reason. But this is not an isolated situation. Let's remember Charlottesville, where there was a mob of people carrying tiki torches, spewing anti-Semitic hate.
Oh my God.
And what did the president then at the time say?
God.
There were fine people on each side. Let's remember that when it came to the Proud Boys, a militia.
Where is Antifa? Are you going to mention that? No, of course not.
The former president said, stand back and stand by. So for everyone,
he did not said stand back and stand by. He said stand down, and it was in a debate with your fossil Joe Biden.
Watching, who remembers what January 6th was, I say we don't have to go back. Let's not go back. We're not going back. It's time to turn the page. And if that was a bridge too far for you, well, there is a place in our campaign for you to stand for country, to stand for our democracy, to stand for rule of law.
Wow.
And to end the chaos.
Wow.
And to end the approach that is about attacking the foundations of our democracy because you don't like the outcome. And be clear on that point. Donald Trump, the candidate, has said in this election there will be a bloodbath.
Oh my God.
If this and the outcome of this election is not to his liking. Let's turn the page on this. Let's not go back. Let's chart a course for the future and not go backwards to the past.
Wow, this is such a disgusting situation. Wow. Jesus. Oh my God. I just got a headache. I just got a blatant headache, man. Jeez, chaos. She talks about chaos. The situation at the border, where you have a violent gang that just entered and it is operating on New York. It is operating in Chicago. It is operating in Florida. And it is operating in Colorado. The chaos that you let in by letting the TDA, the Tren de Aragua gang, that I reported on it on 2021. The chaos of the cartel operating on more than 50 states of your country, distributing fentanyl, that is the actual genocide that is happening to Americans. But the progressive and the mercenary activist liberal does not want to talk about the genocide that is happening in your country. They want to talk about other situations that are happening in foreign countries, but they do not want to talk about what is happening, the genocide inside of your country, that the cartel is actually eliminating and eradicating Americans by more than hundreds of thousands with the fentanyl trafficking, that she has been incapable, incompetent, incoherent to control the border. Nobody likes you. The Border Patrol grotesquely detests you. They do not like you. They're sick and tired of babysitting the whole border. It is a complete disaster what you have done. The collateral damage that you have caused to countries in Central and South America, it is irreparable. The damage that you have caused with your open border policies to the pristine jungle and the Darien Gap, you completely destroy that. It's full with trash, more than 60 tons of trash. The damage that you have done to immigration policies in Central and South America, you with your global compact on migration and your United Nations have become the bully of other third world class countries that they have to obey what you say. They cannot even obey their law because a lot of Americans say, hey, why don't they close the border? They cannot, because America, United States government, it is incentivizing this to continue. And you have the globalist United Nations defending the rights of the transit of people. So they cannot even exercise their own constitutional immigrational law because of what you have done. Complete disaster. The kidnappings, the extortions, the administration where more migrants have died between the limitations of Mexico and the United States. It is yours, nobody else. The complete disaster of a border, of an insecure border with a lot of trafficking of children, trafficking of women. Complete disaster. By the way, let me tell you, because of your policies and your disastrous administration, they have caused that the cartel has incentivized and grown in an enormous way in technology, in economy and infrastructure, on everything. You just, exactly like you just gave the power to Iran, to Iran, to grow massively without sanctions and to make $300 billion, and now making those billions to basically all those billions invest on their proxies. Exactly, you're doing exactly the same thing, exactly the same thing to cartels in Mexico. You're just opening up the borders and they're freely operating. And they're making billions of dollars. But if I get, these three women moderators, two women moderators, there were two women moderators, and there was one vice president candidate for president. I would like her to be at a debate where she actually got challenged, because this was just giving Gerber food to you on your little mouth. I would love for you to be sitting down in a debate with these two moderators. Let's just get one that is a libertarian. Put Tim Pool in that moderating seat. Put that guy in. And on the other side, put Tucker Carlson in there. I will love for you to just answer the questions, real questions, about how your government has completely destroyed the economy. That is a reality. You said that you have created jobs. Which jobs? Which ones? I see the Black American people struggling right now. I see the Hispanic Americans not even making, and Latinos not even making it to pay rent. Actually, the migrants themselves, me that I have documented hundreds of thousands in caravans in also in the Darien Gap in South America and in the world. I have seen messages from them saying, I cannot make it for rent. I cannot make it for food. It is impossible to make it over here. What you're creating is a black market of an economy that is called the ghost tax. You're enriching the low income business owners with an illegal migration. That is what you're doing. You're giving power to the American corporations to make a lot of money with illegal migration. It's a reality. That's why you don't deport. That's why you completely take and take and take. It is completely impossible to have a mass deportation. You will have a mass deportation of people that they do not qualify for asylum and refugee. That is an absolute truth and correction. But absolutely, you will hit yourself in the foot when you start massively deporting, and the American corporations are going to suffer. This is why they're bringing more and more and more. That's one of the theories. One of the theories that I can tell you. You got the replacement theory that is not a false flag. It is a reality. And also, not only that, you have theories as the replacement of the Republican Party. That is not a theory anymore. It's not a conspiracy. It's not a creating hysteria. It is not a white supremacy. It is the reality. It is what is actually going to happen 10, 15 years from now. The next generations of people, they're not going to vote Republican. They're going to vote Democrat. It's imperialistically replacing the Republican Party for the Republican Party to not exist anymore, like they have done in Venezuela, that the opposition, it is bought by the left. It's like Nicaragua. The opposition has been bought by the left. It is like Russia. Vladimir Putin changing the constitution to be president all the way to 2036. And also for all of his politicians that serve under him to be excluded by any crime possible. It is like China, one political party raising, and there's no opposition. It is like Cuba, one political party raised by no opposition. Exactly, it is what you're trying to do. We're not stupid over here. We know that you're bringing massively an amount of people that they are going to reproduce, and when they reproduce, the next generations, they are not going to be voting Republican. Absolutely not. They're going to be born in the United States, have the right to be born in the United States, and ultimately be raised under the pandering and the suffering and the victimization ideology that we are a minority and that we deserve a better life. La, 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 la. Vote Democrat. You're going to overrule the population of Republicans, and the Republicans are going to slowly but drastically be spaced out of the United States of America. Overwhelmingly, they're going to disappear. And slowly, the Republican population, they're going to be adapting to whatever the Democrats say. What are the Democrats saying? Imperialistically, you're going to be implementing what is happening to China. You love China. You love Venezuela. So if you are going to speak bad about Democrats, you're going to be punished. You're going to be censored. You're going to be completely spaced out of the earth. That is what is happening to Venezuela. You don't believe in freedom of speech. You believe in your own freedom of speech. If it is not your own freedom of speech, you will take it out and you will eliminate and eradicate that freedom of speech. You don't believe in the Second Amendment. Your lies being caught in the last past debate. You will have the same debate with this moderator, man, woman, that actually you told him, what will you do with your Second Amendment? It is a reality. You had a debate where there were two women asking the questions, and there was Kamala Harris, and then there was Donald Trump, which it was attacked. completely attacked. I'm not a Trumper. I'm not, oh my God, he's such a Trumper. Take that away. I'm just looking at what I'm seeing. You had two women moderating the questions. And then you had one vice president who was absorbing every attack that it was thrown to this man on January 6th. Do you apologize for what you did? That is an accusation. You're not a judge. You are a moderator. You are not a judge. You are not the police. You are not the accusation of an authority. You are a moderator. You're supposed to be asking questions, not accusing a man of a supposed crime or a supposed accusation by a federal court. You are a moderator. For God's sake, really, what? I was just listening and that's like, wow, man, this is an accusation, parade. This was just to accuse. There was no solutions. And they gave so much time to her when she was just pandering. Let's talk about solutions. We're here to talk about solutions. We're enough with the attacks. You're the one that is attacking. Your two women moderators were the ones that they brought the race card. It was just, you said this about Vice President Harris. You said this about Vice President. You said this about President. You said this about President Biden. It was just so disgusting. Now, I want to put something on the screen before I move on. Buy me a coffee. It is right there pinned in the chat. People, I will greatly appreciate your support if you can donate and contribute to my travel fund to go and document and continue my journalism. So please, right there, pin in the chat. Thank you so much. So let me just put something else right here so you guys can actually see how disgusting this is. So you go to the Google, right? You go to Google right here. Let me tell you, where is it? Right here. You go to Google. And I did exactly the same exercise yesterday. I don't remember what it was, the exercise that I did yesterday. I think it was the exercise. With the migrant from Haiti that she was eating a cat. So look at this right here. If you go to Google and if you typed something about the Kamala Harris, Donald Trump, Donald Trump debate. Look what you will find on Google, man. Everything is fact checking. When has anybody fact checked Kamala Harris, man? Can we just find another platform so we can fact check this woman? ABC Chicago says fact checking Kamala Harris and Donald Trump first presidential debate. The Hill, Kamala Harris and Donald Trump, best and worst moments. NBC News, of course, fact-checking the presidential debate between Harris and Trump. The Washington Post, fact-checking 55 suspect claims, mostly Trump's in debate. NPR, fact-check the Harris-Trump presidential debate. Best and worst moments, the New York Times, of Trump and Harris. RNZ, Donald Trump's word explosion on the debate stage. BBC, key claims for the Trump-Harris debate, fact check. ABC, fact-checking Kamala Harris and Donald Trump's first debate. New York Post, Trump-Harris debate, best and worst moments. It's disgusting. It's just disgusting. You cannot, and this I will tell you, people, just recently, I'm giving you guys a heads up. And this, I have been saying this for the longest time and for years. Just recently, the political candidate for president in Venezuela who actually won the election, Edmundo Gonzalez, just asked for asylum to Spain. And he moved to Spain. And Venezuelans have been going through this horrible elections for years now. And, it is not a lie that the right wing or the opposition in Venezuela has been bought by the Chavistas and by the left. In Mexico, it is not a lie that the left has bought a lot of the right wing politicians. For them to continue with their agenda and their Marxist, communist, socialist agenda, they need that. They need to buy every opposition political candidate. I'm telling you right now, as what I see, as what I'm seeing in your country, you are not far away from the Republican Party being displaced from the United States of America. The Republican Party, it is going to be a party. If this continues like this, and I'm just creating a speculation on my own, if you want to call me a conspiracy guy, go ahead and call me that. I wish that I can have $1 for every time that you call me that. I will not be doing these live feeds. But I will tell you, if this continues at this measure, at this open borders, and at this fast pace, I will tell you, the Republican Party will not exist. It will continue to exist, but it will not be the same. You will have only a name, a rhino, a Republican in name only. Because, let me just tell you like it is, the overpopulated people that they're arriving to your country, they will vote massively Democrat. That is it. This is not something that it was not done out of a strategy. It was done perfectly done using a proxy. Every government is using the proxy to do the humanitarian agenda that is the United Nations. You use a proxy to do that. That's the UN, to infiltrate in every border and to claim under humanitarian rights. The United Nations uses proxies for them to advocate and to fight to continue with this agenda that is the NGOs and so on. So you have this proxy of the United Nations that the governments are using. You use that proxy for you to have control of the borders under the humanitarian wing and humanitarian rights. And you open up the borders, and what will you have? An overpopulated country with people that they are not documented and people that they are irregularly entering your country. These people in the next 2 to 3 years, they're going to reproduce. And you're going to have a next population that is going to be born in the United States with undocumented individuals. That has happened before. A lot of Mexicans were like that. But these kind of people, they're not going to vote Republican. You actually know that. A lot of these individuals, we have asked them in the middle of the Darien Gap, in the middle of the jungle, if you had an opportunity to vote, what will you vote for? And they say, I will vote for Joe Biden. I even asked a migrant from India. He said, in the Constitution, it says that no human is illegal in the Darien Gap. And I was like, where in the hell does it say that? Where? And I laughed a little bit. I smirked a little bit. I was like, what the hell's going on? Who taught you that? And it's like, my friends over there in California. Oh, California, no wonder. A migrant from India saying that in the Constitution, it says that no human is illegal. Who chants those kind of things? No human is illegal. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. No borders, no walls, no USA at all. Burn it down. Burn it down. Who chants those things? Do you know? It is a language barrier of defense. It is exactly the same thing that they're using in schools. Their language, it is completely has power now because the government has given them that power. What is their language? I use it all the time. I say to you, if you have this language, don't ever talk to me. What is it? Conspiracy theory, creating hysteria, fear monger, CIA propaganda, white supremacy, white imperialism. xenophobic, transphobic, homophobic, pronounphobic, fatphobic, racist, fascist, narcissist, bigot. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. All that language, it is used now. And it is strategically they're using it in humanitarian organizations that is the proxy, the UN. They use it in their NGOs. And it's a continuity of an indoctrination of language. So when you are crossing the border, you are afraid to say something because you're going to be labeled as a boom, boom, boom. It is a strategy. And when you are going to be seeing the country of the United States 10 to 15 years from now, that language barrier of defense, it is going to be a mechanism and an understanding of an indoctrination of a next generation. I cannot say this. Why? Because I will be labeled as a white supremacist. I cannot carry the American flag. Why? Because I'm going to be labeled as a white supremacist. I cannot say that I'm against the LGBTQ flag. Why? Because I will be labeled as a xenophobic, transphobic, homophobic, pronounphobic, fatphobic, and everything that it's phobia. I cannot be against the Black Lives Matter movement because I will be labeled as a racist, as a fascist, as a narcissist, and a bigot. I cannot stand with Israel because I will be labeled as a genocide, imperialist, white supremacist, and also Palestine will be free, from the river to the sea. I need to chant that. If I don't chant it, I will be hit. I will be bullied. My car will be completely destroyed. I will be attacked. Do you understand how freedom of speech, it is slowly disappearing in your country? It is slowly disappearing in your country. And you are sitting down and watching it, how they are doing it. And last night with this debate, it was a clear example of what is happening in your country. You had two women moderating the debate, and you had a vice president woman repeatedly just being pandered with questions. And you had on the other side a man that it was just brutally being asked questions of it, being attacked. It's just being attacked. Will you apologize? Will you be this? Will you be that? Will you forget? It's just unbelievably impossible to not see it. Even a blind man can see what is going on. I wish, and again, I will repeat it again. This is a great message right here. You should be helping your own Hispanic people. Instead, you sold out. What a shame. This is a progressive, mercenary, activist, liberal comment. That is what it is. Because first and foremost, Hispanic, it is not a word. It was a word that it was created in the United States of America. I'm Mexican. I was born and raised in Mexico. I'm not a Hispanic. I'm Mexican, first and foremost. So the one that is selling out and the one that doesn't have an education, it is you. First and foremost. Second of all, I'm against all the progressive, mercenary, activist, socialist, communist, Marxist, disgusting liberals. That they are against family, that they're against our values, that they are against our religion, that they are attacking Christianity, and they're mocking Jesus with your liberal, progressive parades, mocking him on top of a cross, sexualizing him. I'm against people, terrorists, that they are attacking Israel right now, that is Hamas and Hezbollah. I'm against abortion at the ages of 8 and 9 months of age. I don't know if you're against that, but if you are a Latino or a Hispanic, as you need to call yourself, and you're calling me a sellout, I don't know if you're against that, but if you tell your grandparents and if you tell your abuelo or your abuela, they will tell you, mijo, that's not good. Aborting a child on the ages of 8 and 9 months of age, that's not good, mijo. You disrespecting your parents and going out there and protesting in favor of terrorist organizations. Eso no está bien, papi. It's not good, mijo. You're not doing good. You should be pleased that you are in the land of the free and the home of the brave, and they have given you the opportunity to be here, to be raising a family, to be living out of the capitalist American dollar. You're telling me that I'm a sellout when you are typing out of your capitalist laptop, out of your capitalist phone. You're living in your capitalist United States of America, in your capitalist apartment, with your capitalist Honda, possibly, or your capitalist BMW that you bought on the capitalist United States of America. And you're going right now, possibly on a drive-through, going to a Carl's Jr., buying a capitalist hamburger and a capitalist, soda, Coca-Cola. Possibly later on, you're going to go to your capitalist gym that is a 24-hour fitness. You're going to pay with your capitalist credit card or your capitalist bank, that you work on a capitalist job that you're possibly are telling me and typing me out of your capitalist internet right now. So before you speak your mind and you speak your mouth, before you call me a Hispanic, I was born and raised in Mexico. I'm proud to be born and raised in Mexico. I have these American flags. This is a sponsor from the network that I work that is called Patriot Mobile. And also, it is a proud moment for me to wear this flag because it's my neighbor. It is a great country. It is a country that has given me the opportunity to work. It's a country that has given me the opportunity to travel. It is a country that has given me the opportunity to work with 3 American networks in a place in Mexico, in my city of Tijuana, where nobody opened the doors for me, where I had to struggle and do it on my own, like every Mexican, struggle and work and work and work and work my ass off so I can get the opportunity to get an opportunity to get a great job like I have one right now. I have gotten the opportunity to travel the world. I have covered 3 wars, Ukraine, Israel a couple of times. I'm the only Mexican, just for you to say I'm a sellout. I'm the only Mexican who has ever crossed the Darien Gap, and documenting the Darien Gap for only 4 times in history. I'm the only one. Have walked more than 11 caravans. I have helped more than, I don't know how many hundreds of children in the middle of the jungle in caravans, carrying them and suffering, reporting on trafficking, reporting on abuse towards migrant women. I'm a migrant myself. I believe that migration is a human right, but in those rights are laws and there's processes. Before you open your mouth and before you criticize, I would love for you to come over here and live in Tijuana for just a little while and stop living out of your capitalist dollar and see how you look things from this side. God bless you. I'm sorry. This is the way you have to talk to these people. I'm sorry. This is the way you had to talk to them. I'm sick and tired of these conservatives being so freaking gentle. Aren't you seeing what they're doing? When are you going to start, when are you going to start, just standing for yourself? What the hell are you going to do? Are you going to continue to just let these people insult our freedom, insult our customs, insult our culture, insult our beliefs? I'm sick and tired of being gentle, man. I'm not going to be that typical average conservative, because I'm not even a conservative. You can call me a libertarian, or you can call me whatever you want to call me. But I'm not going to be the average guy that I'm standing with my son, that I'm worried about the world that he's going to be raised upon under these progressive, disgusting ideologies, that we have to adapt. And if we do not adapt, we be called a sellout. I'm sick and tired of it. And now we have to be gentle with these satanic people. Now we have to be gentle with people that they want to abort children at 8 and 9 months of age. Now we have to be gentle with the terrorist organizations, Hamas and Hezbollah. We need to call them resilient groups, and we need to call them resistant groups. Now we have to be gentle with people that they're sexualizing Jesus and insulting Jesus in parades. We have to be gentle with people that they're making their satanic rituals in Super Bowls and in all these celebrations. We have to be gentle with all these teachers that they are taking away the rights of the parents. We have to be gentle with all these notebooks that they're putting in schools, that they're sexualizing our children. We have to be gentle with all these people that they want to put all these charade shows, mocking shows with men that they're women and women that they're men, and they don't even know what a woman is. We have to be gentle now, right? It is a time to be super gentle. It's not a time to be a man. No, what is a man? No, you're trying to be a tough guy. Yeah, it's not a time to be gentle. It's the time to be a conservative and be standing on the sideline and be like, let God handle it. Let's pray about it. I pray about it every day. But let me tell you, biblically, I don't read the Bible that much. I've been hanging out with a lot of Christians, and I'm this close to be baptized as a Christian. I'm this close. I'm a Catholic myself. I believe in my Virgin Maria, Maria de Guadalupe, but I'm this close to be baptized as a Christian. And reading about Peter, let me tell you, man, Peter was not a nice guy. Peter was a guy that he will go from here and beyond to kick anybody else's butt if they will come close to Jesus. He will basically go and pick that knife and do whatever he had to do to protect his Lord and Savior. Now, we have all these conservatives that they're standing on the sideline and they're criticizing me because I'm using foul language like crap and kicking their ass. When all these people are insulting us, and you got right now a vice president that is running for candidate that is basically protecting terrorist organizations and not saying anything about what is happening in the trafficking of women and children at the border. And we need to be sitting down on the sideline and let's be conservative about it. Let's not do anything about it. It's because of that we have become gentle, that we have become weak, that they have taken away our power and our what we have in the middle of our pants. They're hiding it between our pants, and they're not telling us to what to do and what to fight and what to say. It's not a time to be gentle. It is not a time to divide. Also, it is a time to bring God and to fight for God. Jesus does not have a political party. Jesus does not have it's not a Republican or a Democrat. It's not a conservative or a liberal, or Jesus was sent by God. And if you're a follower of Jesus or a follower of God, that's the number one person or individual or spirit or whatever you want to call it that you need to fight for. Because without him, you have this disaster of politicians. You have this disaster of policies that it's okay to abort a child at 8 and 9 months of age. These policies that they're completely transforming your children at the ages of 5 years of age, taking away the power of the parent and letting him be taking, pills and all this transformation pills of their body, transforming the child on this mental illness that is happening, that is happening in your world. And then you have this pandering of these comments that they're saying, oh, why you're being so violent? Oh, my God. You're not being Christian-like. This is a libtard that progressively uses our language for them to attack. And then they clip, they video, and they flip it around. Your strategies are old. You're going to lose. At the end of the day, God will win and God will prevail and God will always win. Let me just tell you this. And you are the real sellout. You're selling out not to your own kind of brown people, because I'm brown, born and raised in Mexico. But you know who you're selling out to? You are Judas. You're selling out to Satan. That's what you're doing. That's the real sellout. The one that says, oh, it's okay to have abortion with 8, 9 months old. That's okay. Sellout. The one that says, oh, it's okay to insult your parents. The parents do not have the right to say what sexuality of the child when he's 5. Sellout. It's okay to have a Marxist communist government that takes away the rights of the people, and people will starve to death, and then sellout. You're the sellout. It's okay to be protecting Hamas and Hezbollah. There are resistance groups. There are resilience groups. They're protecting the freedom of their own people. You're the sellout. That's a sellout. You're selling out to Satan. That's who you are. That's the real sellout. You know, it's not the time to be gentle, man. It is not the time to just also to be divisive and to go to war, because the solution is never war. The solution is always peace, and the solution is always God. But it's not a time to be gentle with these people. I don't know, when have you guys understood that these people have not been gentle with us? How much it is going to take for you to understand that this is not a gentle side. This is not a gentle moment. This is never to be gentle. It's never has, and it's never been. Do you think that the people that I just went to Israel, I went to the north part of Galilee and just steps away from the border with Lebanon, and these parts are getting attacked and drone and rocket and missiled every day. Do you think that they want to be gentle? They want to be like, Hezbollah, another day of another rocket. Let's thank God that it didn't hit us. Let's be gentle about it. Do you think that that's gentle? Let's time to be gentle, right? It's time to be just comprehensive and understanding that these people are getting brutally attacked. You know, it's let's be gentle at the border. You know, let's talk about being just gentle and just being a snowflake like all these people. Let's just be like, oh my God, another traffic woman with another traffic child. They suffer so much. Let's be gentle about it. Let's just pray about it. And let's just hope that, they will get fixed. It's time to be gentle, right? Of the massive, enormous trafficking of children that is happening with these open border policies and these NGOs that they're not doing squat about it. They're making millions out of human misery. It is time to be gentle, right? Let's be gentle about it. Let's not protect our own people and fight for our own people, the Latino community, the whole Latin America, to have a better life in their countries and to grow in their countries and to just grow massively economically, financially, in security and everything that they want in life. No, let's be gentle, just pandering to the cases so this will continue. Stop with this, man. Stop with this. Let's be gentle about it. It's not a time to be gentle. That's the initiative. That's the initiative problem that got you into this place. You're being so gentle. You're being so nice. These people are taking kindness for weakness. It is a philosophy that has always worked. Kindness for weakness. Keep your friends close, but your enemies closer. Or keep your enemies close, but your friends closer. However you want to call it. However you want to call it. It works both ways. Let me just tell you about it. And now the most disgusting thing that I can tell you is what just happened yesterday in the debate. You have today one of the most important days in American history. That in American history, 9/11 has been one of the most sad days, possibly the most sad day in American history. And then you have a political candidate like Kamala Harris saying that January 6th was the worst. Wow. How do you think the people from 9/11 feel? How do you think the people from 9/11 feel? The people from September 11th. That they don't have their parents, they don't have their fathers, they don't have their kids, they don't have their wives. That they saw the first tower coming down and then they saw the other tower coming down. And in that tower, you can actually see people jumping from the 70th floor, 60th floor. How do you feel about that? No, but January 6th was the worst. My God. What a level of disrespect of this woman. That should wake you up to grow a pair and to say, we're not going to be gentle with these people anymore. It's time to save the United States of America from these progressive liberals. It's time to save the United States of America from these progressive agenda, from this globalists that they're trying to destroy your country and destroy your borders and destroy your laws. It is a reality. I'm not even lying about it. It is what it is. And a lot of people get their feelings hurt because, oh my God, he's such a right-wing extremist. My God, he's such an extremist. I'm not an extremist. I'm just a real guy that is telling you factual situations of factual life. I don't go by their pandering language, calling everybody a white supremacist and a conspiracy theorist and creating hysteria and fear monger. And oh my God, he's such a xenophobic, transphobic, homophobic, pronophobic, fatphobic, racist, fascist, narcissist, bigot, and Zionist. And from the river to the sea, oh my God, and I forgot. CIA propaganda. All this stupidity. Jesus. Really? When it's a time for you to just understand that it's just a time to just wake up and smell the garden, man. They're trying to just take everything out. I don't know until when you're going to admit and allow this level of disrespect, this level of disrespect to your own people. I don't know when. Buy me a coffee. It is right there, pinned in the chat, people. I will love for you to contribute to my independent reporting and travel fund. I'm trying to travel soon. There's a couple of donations right here. Let me just read them. D bought me 3 coffees. Thank you so much. Justin Aker bought me 7 coffees. My God, thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you, and thank you. Absolutely, thank you to every single one of them. I will read your comments. I got like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. This is Shrub Tuesday. Harris is a threat to the United States of America. We will be in serious trouble with her. Says 24 brothers and being okay. January 6th was worse. My God, it was an insurrection. Oh my God. Wow. It was a threat to the democracy. Get out of here, you libtard. Jesus, my God, man. Holy crap. Let me put that comment on the screen. Let me put that comment. This is what I'm talking about. The level of disrespect for people that died on a terrorist attack. That is not important. What is important, it was an insurrection. Let me just type right here. Where is the Google thing, man? Let me just type right here. How many people? Look, here it is. What's up with this mouse, man? There you go. Let me just, and I will put this comment because this comment is shameful. It's disgusting. It is what it is. Shameful, disgusting. These kind of people are disgusting. I'm sorry. I got to say it like it is. Don't be, my God, you're attacking me. I hope that your live feed gets taken down. Casualties in September 11th. Says right there. Right there. Casualties in September 11th. Wikipedia. The September 11 attacks were the deadliest terrorist attacks in human history. This is Wikipedia for that comment, causing the deaths of 2,996 people, including 2,977 victims and 19 hijackers who committed murder-suicide. Thousands more were injured, and long-term health effects have arisen as a consequence of the attacks. The New York City took the brunt of the death toll when the Twin Towers of the World Trade Center complex in Lower Manhattan were attacked. And also said with estimated 1,600 victims from the North Tower and around 1,000 from the South Tower, 200 miles southwest in Arlington County, Virginia, another 125 were killed in the Pentagon. The remaining of 265 fatalities, including the 92 passengers on the crew of American Airlines Flight 11, the 65 aboard United Airlines flight in 175, the 64 of American Airlines in flight 77, and the 44 who boarded United Airlines flight 93. The attack on the World Trade Center North Tower alone made the September 11 attacks the deadliest act of terrorism in human history. And you have a comment that says January 6th was worse. It was an insurrection, an attack of the Capitol, and it was a threat to our democracy. Whew. This is the reason why the United States it is like this right now. For these incompetent liberals. This kind of an incompetent liberal, this is the problem. This is the enemy by within. That is the enemy by within. Nobody else. That's the enemy. Not nobody else. The enemy is that. God bless every single one of you. Thank you so much for today and your donations and contributions of today. Buy me a coffee. It is right there, pinned in the chat. Greatly appreciate every, every single contribution. This is a thing that this is a great comment. Linda Brown, where are you? Do these people even know what democracy is, or did they just learn a new word to repeat? That is what they learn. They learn a new word to repeat. That is what they have done. They just learned that word out of the language just to, they hate so much Donald Trump. They hate him so much that they will prefer these kind of situations. I was in a live feed in Israel. Just before I go, I was at a live feed in Israel. And I was, going on, explaining at the 6,000 rockets that they were completely destroyed that Hezbollah was going to shoot and launch to Israel in the northern part of Galilee. And later on, the communicated statement by the IDF and the IIF and the Mossad came out and said, we just destroyed more than 200 encampments where they were hiding all these 6,000 missiles and rocket launchers where they were destroyed. And they had video about it. Well, later on, Nasrallah comes out, the leader of Hezbollah, and says, no, that's a lie. That's fake news, practically. On the other hand, we hit 9 military bases of Israel. And that's a complete lie. I was there. I'm like, what the hell this guy's saying? And then there was a comment like this incompetent liberal right here that just put this comment. And I said, are you telling me? I'm asking him. It says, I completely grotesquely detest so much Israel that I believe Nasrallah. Look how much the hatred has grown, that these people prefer to believe terrorists and leaders of terrorist organizations that information itself. That's the hatred that these progressive, mercenary, activist, Marxist, communist, socialist liberals have implemented in your schools. And because of this hatred expands and is like a disease, is like a deadly virus that goes to every school and it penetrates the brain of these young kids. These incels like Chuck Holton, my mentor, which I sent him a huge hug, the best war correspondent in the world. He calls them incels, these young kids that they live in their basement. They only watch pornography. They only masturbate the whole day. They play video games, deadly video games. And when they get out to society, they get bullied because they don't have ability not even to walk. They don't even know how to hold a shopping cart. So they feel that they are being attacked by society and they are part of these groups, incels. So what they know is just to pick a gun as they watching their deadliest video games, and they just get out of the house, and then what happens later is a catastrophe. It's horrible. These are the young kids that they're being taught to hate, to think that communism, socialism, Marxism is the solution of life. This is where it's the root of the problem, is the root of what this agenda, how they're trying to transform your country to make you think in the direction where the United States of America is going. They're trying to change that, drift it away from the values of what the United States of America is. Drift it and change it. And when they drift it and change it, now you have a mass population of people that they're protesting. And in some campuses and schools, they are wearing Hamas gear. You have to be kidding me. And then they tell you, you don't have academia. You don't know what you're talking about. But you have people that they're escaping from Hamas, and they say, like, yeah, we understand that you're escaping, but it was just because of the CIA. It's the FBI. It's America. Wow. Disgusting. God bless you all, man. Thank you so much for joining in. Oh my God, this guy gives blessings after calling me incompetent. Well, if you're part of Satan, yes, let me call you that. I'm sorry. If you're part of the satanic agenda and the globalists, let me just call you that. And I will deal with God later on. I will say, God, I'm sorry. I was trying to defend you. If I need to take whatever punishment you're putting me, I'm okay. I'll take it. But I was trying to defend you because I'm not going to stand in the sideline and be these evil people just come over here and step all over the values of family. I'm not just a pure, correct and come from heaven guy. No, I'm the only one that is perfect. That is you. But I'm sorry if I just offended you and called one of these satanic individuals incompetent. I'm sorry. God bless you again for every single one of you. Oscar, donate, buy me a coffee, chat. Brett, thank you so much. Let me see where it's at. I don't see people coming in. Let me see if I see people coming. Let me go to the Buy Me a Coffee app, and I will give a shout out to people that are donating right now, man. I will say thank you to every single one of you. I'm trying to travel soon. I'm trying to save money, man. And I'm trying to do the best that I can. It's hard being independent. So when you guys help me out, it's just I save every single penny. And then I use it for travel. Plane tickets is the only thing that I just so let me just see right here. Home. It says right here, D. Thank you so much, D. Thank you so much, Justin Aker. Thank you so much, Carla Woodruff. Also, Anonymous. Also, thank you so much. I think that's it for today. Hopefully we will get more later on today for us to just continue. Oscar, do you have an email? Can't find it, Oscar. It's pinned in the chat. Brett, it is pinned right there on the chat on YouTube. Oscar, do you have an email? For exactly what? Noble Serene. And also right here in Facebook, you have the copy right there. Thank you so much, Cat Wright. Thank you so much. You have to go to about to click and on Buy Me a Coffee. It shows up. Yes, that is right there. You have the app right there on Facebook. Steve Gardner says, Oscar, thank you so much for your time and information and views on everyday news. Thank you. Respect. Thank you so much. God bless you. I'm about to leave. It's time. I need to do a couple of things. Stay safe. Follow me. Hit that like button on Facebook. Hit that bell button on YouTube. Hit that like button also on X. Those are the 3 platforms that I'm going live. Tomorrow I will go live we'll go live from Getter, and I will try to go live from Rumble. there's a comment right here. It says, I wanted to talk to you about being a moderator, but that's okay. I don't want anything. I'll just volunteer my time. If you don't want me, that's okay. I used to be a mod. Oh, God bless you. Yes, I will send you my email later on. Thank you so much for trying to be a volunteer. God bless you. Thank you so much. Stay safe, everybody. And like we always say, people, God's plan, it is our mission. Thank you so much.